Welcome to the Red River Valley of North Dakota. A land flowing with milk and honey. You're watching Beet Farmin' Mitch. Good day, everybody. This is Beet Farmin' Mitch. I'm a farmer up in the Red River Valley of North Dakota. We grow a variety of crops up here, wheat, and then especially we got pinto beans, Beet Farmin' Mitch, sugar beets, a little bit of corn and soy. So if you want to see how farming is done in different parts of the U.S., be sure to follow along and subscribe to Beet Farmin' Mitch, and don't forget to like. But I don't think it's any surprise what's about to happen here today, folks. We've got an 8240. This combine is a pinnacle of agricultural engineering, and I'll show you why. Because in a few moments, this 8240 is about to evolve and transform into a different machine. But for that to happen, you gotta find the secret button. It's a switch only a couple people know about. It's actually up in here. It's actually down here. If I press it, something crazy happens. In 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, I forgot it takes a minute for it to go through. Gotta get out of here before it blows up. Holy smokes, it's an AF11. I thought it was gonna turn into a 2388 for a second there. The pinnacle of agricultural engineering here, ladies and gentlemen, the Case IH AF11. If you didn't know, AF stands for Advanced Farming. So we're gonna run this puppy, but first we're gonna kind of do a quick walkthrough around the machine. I'll show you some different features and different things going on. And then we're gonna go run it in some pinto beans. You know, these combines, we know they run in corn, wheat, and soybeans, but do they run in pinto beans? Today we're gonna put it to the test. There's a new straw spreader system. So instead of the vertical blades, we got turbines that are horizontal, kicking it out sideways, and this sensor senses how far the crop is away, and it'll spread it out to that. So we'll see how that works in pinto beans, because a lot of times I see guys run 50-foot headers, which is on here. It doesn't spread all the way, which is probably fine, but if it goes all the way, that's pretty cool. That's one heck of a pipe. We're not baling hay, so we won't be using the chute. So we'll take a gander up inside here. Very large chopper section up there. This has twin rotors, and it looks like there's like dual sieve plates. So there's like dual decks of sieves in this thing, and we're gonna catch the grain. If it gets in the combine, it's getting in the hopper. Well, we'll pop this side open here. I know it needs a wash, but sometimes when you work, you get dirty. Take a peek in the concaves. Here we got twin rotors, 2 rotors with different concave sections in here. And here's the other side of the machine. Talk about a clean grain chute. So we'll open up the back hatch here. Nice, easy access. Gotta get to the engine bay for morning service. And you always have that, but you hope you never need it. But hey, talk about a whopper of an engine here. Dual radiator fans. Or is it 3? 2 for sure. You gotta have Case IH on the top for the drone pics. Look at that grain tank. And we're right by the Case IH dealer up here. That would be Hanson's Auto and Implement. Thank you to Case IH and Hanson's for letting us demo this AF11. This is big, this is fun. Let's fire up and get going. And here we go. We're officially operating an AF11 in pinto beans. So we'll take a look at some of the controls in the cab here, and then I heard there's going to be a drone pilot flying overhead tonight. So if you're familiar with the flagship combines, there's a lot of similar controls that overlap, same multifunction handle, but one big difference is the 2 1200 screens. So there's 2 Pro 1200 screens in here, and so you can have your GPS on one, your other one you can have your combine settings, or this is kind of a fun one. You go to number 7 there, you got your grain cam. So you can see there's a little bit of dirt in the pinto beans. That's just kind of the nature of combining pinto beans, because you want to combine close to the ground to make sure you're shaving and getting them all. But if you look in the hopper there, they look really clean. We were really impressed with the lack of splits. You know, this combine, we were concerned that maybe these longer rotors, this twin rotor, is it gonna split more beans? Well, the answer to that question is no. The combine, of course, can handle much more than 4 miles an hour in pinto beans. It's just kind of the cutting is the limiting factor in this. And these screens are fully customizable. So you can go and change anything you want to see in here. It's showing 12.1 average moisture. So you actually change your rotor gear speed and your chopper gear and your counter knives from inside the cab. The flagship combines, you gotta go flip levers. So this is pretty crazy how you can control so many different things from the cab. And then on the second screen, it's kind of just more crop information, your GPS. You could do an additional camera there. Shows how many acres we've got done. So there's all kinds of, we do not have the AccuTurn. So basically the AccuTurn would mean when I get to the end, it will automatically turn around for me. We have to turn around manually, which is okay. My grain windows are a little dirty, but there's some nice beans going in the hopper there. You know what? I think this camera not detected is actually for a drone screen here. Let's see. I think you gotta press a specific button, but I'm pretty sure it goes to drone mode.
There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Look what a hello from a stranger turned into. Caught up in a moment like it's just us in this room. All the right words at the right time, and you know them 'cause you know me better than anyone else. Well, we don't need anyone else. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never let me go, never let me go, baby. Don't you ever go, don't you ever go, don't you ever go changing. Never let me go, never ever let me go, never let me go, baby. There's a couple billion people in the world, and a million other places we could be, but you're here with me. Take a moment just to take it in, 'cause every high and every low led to this. I'm just so glad you exist. I'm glad you exist. Ooh.
Okay, you are now strapped to my head. Usually the fastest I go with our combines is 3.2 in Pintos. Just seems like we're limited by the cutting, but here this is going good. We're going 4, we're pushing the envelope a little bit, putting her to the test. And I really like this grain monitor. You know, the other ones, they show up at 75%. Allegedly, we're doing 17.4 acres an hour. And you can switch this guy. Uh-oh, what'd I do? Fuel? Wow, and they even have tracks on this screen. Lots of buttons, lots of switches. It'd be really fun to see this thing rip hard in wheat or corn, or soybeans too, but wheat or corn, really push it to the limit there. That'd be fun. But I mean, it is working in pinto beans here. We're making her work. A little bit of a learning curve to it, as with anything, but this combine works in pinto beans. That is not a lot. I really like this grain cam screen. That's kind of cool to see that in pinto beans. I don't see any split beans. There is some dirt in there, but that's not the end of the world. It's really interesting to see that. And you can see behind too. So I typically burn about 16 gallons an hour in our other combines. I'm up to 20 in this one, but that's also, this one has tracks. It's a bigger combine. Just a lot more going. Bigger header, so that affects that too. That's a lot of meals worth of pinto beans. Still got all your handy dandy storage compartments. Talk about a sunset. It's a really cool machine, you know, it is. And this one's still kind of a prototype. It's not the official, you know, if you bought a AF11 what you would get. But, you know, I didn't really notice a ton of problems with everything. I think just this FD 200 series header, I haven't ran that a ton, so it took me a little bit to get used to that. But overall, this is a heck of a machine. Still some little dirt chunks in there. I'm not sure where it takes that picture at, but there's your pinto beans. This is your left and right spreader speed, and it looks like they're anywhere from 350 to 400. It's got those sensing things to go out to the outside row. You can really see that in the drone footage. But it's interesting because if I set ours to 750, which is like max power, it still doesn't reach all the way on a 45-foot header. I did suck a rock through this thing, and I heard a rock go through. I don't think it would have damaged anything, but don't tell anybody. This is Beat Farmin' Mitch and the AF11. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to keep it sweet.